Boom. All right, guys, what's going on? Jacoby Brown, Squad at Lawn Care here. Just want to check in really quick. I know it's weird. It is Sunday. What time does the watch have? 8, 13. Just getting home. Cutting grass. Man, I never, unless it's my grass, cut on Sunday. But I had a lot of stuff that I got to get done this week. Some of the hobby stuff that I like to do, like officiating sports. I got camp and all that stuff going on this week, leading into the weekend. So what I did, I went and knocked out commercial property. When and got it done today. That's probably saved me an hour and a half, 2 hours throughout the week, which is huge, right? That means I can start jumping into next day route and also get ahead, right? Because I'm trying to get ahead as much as I can in eliminating as much as I can Friday, because Friday I have my first scrimmage game of the season. If you didn't know, I officiate football, basketball and football. So Friday I have my first scrimmage of the season, which is locally here in town, so it's not a bad. But then that Saturday morning I have to be up the road towards Houston County for a camp to be playoff eligible for the season. So I had to make a decision. How do I get ahead? How do I balance this schedule out? So what I decided to do, of course, I didn't want to be on any customer yard, right? Some people do cut on Sunday. I'm not knocking that at all, because what you do, you know the situation that you're in and what you have to do. But as far as for me, I just knew that commercial spot closed at 6 o'clock today. So I kind of came on. I got there a little bit before 6, so I was just edging the small stuff. And then when it came down for me to blow down the parking lot, wasn't nobody there. So it was fairly easy. Plus I kind of zipped around on the stand on a little bit and got through that. So that's kind of how our Sunday setting us up this week. I'll probably sharpen some blades a little later. Just some stuff, and I could just zip them blades on probably before I get started, maybe Tuesday. Zip those blades on and get going. But I definitely try to have them sharpened. All the small stuff that I try to do on Sundays, whether it's putting some grease on something, gassing up, all those little things that I try to do on Sunday, right? I was never a guy that used to do the Sunday fun day type of deal. If you keep seeing me, I'm looking back there at my son. He's over there. There was a turtle on the fence line of the property. So I'm just making sure he ain't going too far in the woods back there. But I was never too fond of the Sunday fun day thing, right? Because I didn't have that many properties. But now as I'm growing and getting more properties, right, I have to remember that, hey, maintenance is super important, right? You know, for what I was cutting 2 years ago, right? Professional guy, that does it full time. I was, it took me longer to get to those hours that they was doing or putting on their mowers and their equipment. So I have to be a little bit more mindful this year, right? Because we're tapped different highs as far as the amount of customers that we're servicing this year. So just trying to be, I try to check my oil, all those type of things, right? I'll be truthful, I'm not a huge guy that does my own maintenance. I've gotten better with certain things, but I will take it in for service as needed, because I do have a awesome and amazing dealer here. I use Ag Pro, which I just think they're above the top and awesome. They just great. Any one of those guys that I go down there, I typically have one guy that I always deal with. But if I go down there, any of them jump on me, hey, what do you need, X, Y, Z? For instance, I had a situation last week, and I'll probably do a video on it just talking about it with a had a flat. I had a flat on the mower last week, and I probably need to do another setup as far as my video, because I did get another trailer here so I could haul both mowers, and I didn't never put the box on this trailer that I use now that had the kit as far as plugging the tire and all that, right? So I probably should have had it with me, taught me a lesson that I need to buy another trailer box to put on this trailer and have all those odds and ends stuff. But where I was, I shot up there to them, and certain they was backed up. They had technicians from out of town helping me get it done. And man, they worked me right in. I was in and out and jumped back on my route. Got a little bit behind, but wasn't much. So I just think the world of those guys, how they benefit my business tremendously. So They do a heck of a job. But I'm not gonna bore you guys too much on Sunday. Today was an amazing day. Got up this morning, went to church, fellowship, did those things, which you don't have to wait to Sunday to spend time with God. You can do that any day of the week. But to get into church and do those things and be there. So we did that today and ate a little bit after church. I don't want to have work, so I'm kind of hungry again now. But no biggie with that. So, but I just want to jump in, check in with you guys on Sunday, let you guys know what I had going on, how I actually got out here on the Sunday and did some work. Sometimes when you moving and running this business, you have to make those decisions on what's needed to keep you going, because the customers they're expecting you to service the property, right? Sometimes they don't know all the hoops and the hurdles you had to jump over, right? They just decided that you're showing up. They're excited that you're getting the things done that what you committed to make their yard looking good. They don't know everything that you go through, right? So some of these is those hoops. Sunday we're jumping the hoops, preparing for the route. Whether setting up your stuff in your CRM. I don't have to get in my CRM too much, because once I put them in, I set it up on a recurring schedule, whether it's a weekly or bi-weekly. So I just kind of look at it to make sure what we got this week, and then if there's any like one-time cuts, whether it's one-time cuts, there's a few that we typically do that we'll jump in, that we'll do like that en route where we're going, or there's some hedge trimming jobs. Like I got one right now. I really need to push this one out. I had it on the books for about 2.5, 3 weeks now, right? I really don't want to drag it out a month, but I know I got a tremendous amount of things to get done this week. So hopefully I can find some time to get that done throughout this week. So, but that's just a roundabout what we're doing on Sunday, how we got to it on Sunday. I don't know what he did with the turtle over there, but he got to it with that turtle. We typically have some turtles and frogs back on that line of the house. Boss lady don't know all that stuff be back there because I keep it away. But he always try to put them back in the woods so they can go on about their business. So, but I'm not gonna bore you guys. You see what the sky look like. I had to work through the rain as well. I got wet, blowing off. Hat's actually wet. Clothes is a bit damp. Like I say, you got to go through to get through. So just so you service your customers where they need to be. So the sky is still a bit scattered thunderstorms in the sky, but whatever it lay out to be is what it lay out to be. And we're gonna move a little farther, a little long on the day. I'm gonna go in the house and get showered up and grab a bite to eat and spend some quality time with the family, because it'll be 9:30, 10 o'clock before you know it, and things about to speed up. Kids about to go back to school, and got all type of stuff that's about to happen. So availability is super important this time of the year. But it gets very busy for me because football season kicked off, and I've been officiating sports for quite some time. I think this is year 14, 15 this year, and I tried to get at it pretty hard, officiating football. I don't try to go deep in playoffs with basketball, but with football, that's my first love, my first passion, and I try to go far as I can in the season on the high school level. With that, I've been blessed to go pretty far. So if you're in the state of Georgia, you probably done seen me around. But we're gonna wrap this video up. We're gonna get up out of here, just a Sunday check-in and what's happening. I wanted to stay under 10 minutes. I'm at 9 minutes and 15 seconds right now, coming up on 15 seconds. So you guys be blessed. You guys set yourself up for success this week. Be amazing. Love on your loved ones while you got time. Don't let the time pass you by where you didn't give them their flowers and the love that they needed. So most of all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're growing. We're intentional about our growth. So as we grow with us. So I'm gonna get on out here. Jacoby, Brown Squad of Lawn Care. You guys be blessed. I'm out.